Hey YouTube, it's time for another weekly update. And even though the title of the channel is 40k Orcs, as you can see, you got Kroot in front of you. And some stupid lightning from some stupid webcam control panel. Anyway, I've been working on Kroot, obviously. I showed you the test model in my last video. And here is the unit so far. I've got 3 Kroot Hounds done. 11 regular Kroot and my Shaper. There's my Shaper. Didn't do anything special with him other than the hand is magnetized. So comes with a pulse rifle as well, so I can stick that on there. Not like I'd ever actually play with a pulse rifle, but I figured magnetizing it would be better than re-gluing the arm on all the time, considering there's almost no surface area. So gluing it alone wouldn't be good enough, and if I'm going to be drilling to pin it, I might as well just drill it to magnetize it. So it's the same effect. But yeah, there's what I've been working on with the Kroot. I have my other 12 Kroot assembled. It's a good example. See, I leave the rifle separate. It makes it much easier to paint, and they're really not that hard to glue on after it's painted, but before I wash it. Get my fat fingers out of the way here. So I got my other 12 Kroot assembled. However, I am out of primer, which is why they're not primed yet. Just as a quick tip, when doing something like this on these Kroot where I didn't glue the rifles on, I used blue tack to hold the rifle in place, and so I could position the second arm. And by doing that, I could get everything in the right place without having to worry about things not lining up. As it is, things line up perfectly. So it's just a question of getting them painted. Fortunately, my method is still pretty quick. So my Kroot are sitting here waiting for me to get to my FLGS and get some primer. I use the Board to Pieces brand primer. I find it not only works really well, it covers really well, and it very well compensates for overspraying. I've never had a run or a loss of detail with this stuff, no matter how badly I've sprayed it. But it actually comes out almost like a semi-gloss, almost like straight Chaos Black. But it's still a primer, and it still acts like a primer in every other respect. And it doesn't rub off on my fingers like the GW Chaos Black spray does, or did. I don't know. I haven't bought a can of that since I got back into it. I used to buy the old stuff before when it was actual black primer, not Chaos Black like it is now. So I don't know if the new stuff rubs off, but the old GW black primer just rubbed off like crazy, and after painting for a while your fingers would turn black. So you couldn't eat while painting, otherwise you'd be eating primer. So there's my Kroot, and I still have my resin piranha to work on. I keep getting it out to start it, and I keep putting it back in because it's actually a piece of crap model. Almost nothing lines up. I'm going to have to fill up almost every single gap with either green stuff or some sort of putty. And so I've had absolutely no inspiration to work on it. So it kind of sits in the box. It's not like I really need a third piranha, but it is the last Tau model I'm going to be doing. Still got my box of grots sitting here. They're in my to-do box. They're probably going to be on hold at least until the end of summer, because I've got a lot of work to do for OFCC. But as promised, I have actually been working on my Battlewagon more than anything else. Because fortunately these Kroot, especially in the method I do it, which is a simple base coat and lots of Devlin mud wash, goes really fast. So it doesn't take very long. So let me pull my Battlewagon out here. Shunk. Here's where we're at. I mean, I am a goodly percentage of the way done. Here's my observer guy and the turret. It's really a simple job that I've been doing on it. Here's my painted observer guy. He's got some highlights on him. He's done it pretty much as my standard guys. Here's the turret. I sprayed it my maroon color, which is a Krylon Satin Touch Burgundy. Then I gave it a pretty liberal dry brushing of bolt gun to highlight all the edges and all the rivet heads and stuff. And then I used Devlin mud on it. And I also did some washing with a very, very thin, very watered down dark flesh. Same color I used on the Kroot. Except when you water it down and you don't cover it up in too thick layers of Devlin mud, it comes out very reddish brown and very, very good rust. And I'm going to be going over the all the slits between the armor and around the rivets with a very thin wash of that stuff here in a couple days over the next week. It's actually going to be quite time consuming to do that part. Once that part's done, though, it'll give it a nice rusty look, and that should be it for the battle wagon, and it'll match up my other battle wagon very well. This guy, he got a very nice wash of Thraka green, and came out very well highlighted because the scorpion green base wash of Thraka green, and it actually the highlights kind of basically highlighted itself. The scorpion green is so light, but you can't really see it with my crappy webcam. And the bumper, it's actually the second coat of paint on the bumper because I did it once and I did not like how it came out, so I just covered it up in bolt gun. I washed the bottom, along the bottom here, the sepia, and then washed the rest in a combination of black and brown in various spots. And probably gonna call that good for the reinforced ram, or I might, cover up with some rust here and there from the dark flesh when I get to that. But it is in really good shape. There's my exhaust. I spent a lot of time on the exhaust. It's got lots of dry brushing on various brass and bolt gun and rust and washes. So there's my exhaust sticking out. Yeah, you can see I don't know if you can see it, but these are all little diags are done in blood red, and they're dry brushed over. Get some chipping paint effect. And my boarding plank, which will probably be taken. You notice how there's no gun in the turret, and that's mostly because, as it turns out, I actually need to give this thing a kill cannon instead of a regular cannon for my tournament configuration. It's because the other one, my other battle wagon, is one of the def roller, and it's going to have a regular cannon. And I really don't feel like making a def roller for this one right at this point in time. So I'm going to take the cannon that came with it, cut the barrel off, add a bit of a longer tube, half-inch diameter plastic tube, some orkiness at the end, and call that the kill cannon. Overall, this actually has not been very much work because I've been doing it very simply.